I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call. Joe Billy here.
John Arch is here.
John Collier here. Keegan's here.
Regulars.
You're on record. Hey. Gee, signature action pretty easy tonight, isn't it? Minutes from our June 5th meeting.
I've seen these already, I believe. All right, I move that we accept the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes dated June 5, 2017. That's it.
I second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Old business. Junkyard permits.
We just need to know what we're gonna do with those. Are they gonna go to ZBA or are you gonna, as a board, gonna do them first? How does that work?
I would like to do some checking to find out who goes first, but it's, since I serve on both Selectmen and ZBA, I like to make sure we're doing it correctly. There's 2 applications. Tubbs, Darrell.
So by the next meeting, can we not meet the
Yes.
next one? Then we should have it in order.
Yeah, the next time we meet,
Okay. All right, good.
That's upstairs. Is that for upstairs?
Department heads. Town clerk, tax collector.
I have enough information.
Push the button.
I'm gonna, don't you worry.
Passing.
So,
Big school.
sure. Since we took on OHRV and fishing license and hunting licenses, we made $19 for the month of May, which wasn't even a full month. We did $440 in fishing/hunting licenses and $211 in OHRVs. So I think it's a pretty good win for us, to be honest with you.
Not big money, but
Yeah, well,
very
it's
local, so it's all.
240 a month, if we do it, and that was only 2 weeks, so
It's a
And
nice convenience.
convenience is always a good factor.
I think it is anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
it's no additional cost to the town, because you're here.
I'm here,
All
it
right,
is.
thank you.
Exactly. So, I wanted to touch up on a couple things on the deeding process. I don't know, I'll just do addresses, right? So for the 362 New Durham Road one, they're paid in full, they came in and everything's set.
Good.
We also have the one over at 72 Deer Run. They're actually gonna donate, they're gonna be sending a donation letter to us.
Really?
Yeah, Laura got,
Those people in Florida.
Yeah.
Good deal.
and then the other
That
two
one-
I think
Is that the property that's empty?
No.
the ones that have the
squatters
squatters
in it.
Is
Is
it
that the
saying
trailer?
thank you?
Yeah, and then, the two, land ones I've deeded on May 31st, the ones that you told me to. And then, let's see. And we're still waiting on 53 Road.
And you just
No
said that
one's-
the new site, sale sign up there?
There's a for sale sign on their house.
Yeah, I knew they were for sale, but no one's contacted. So, I know we said the certified out, but,
Okay.
so that's
Wait,
what,
we hear from the certified, who would take the next step, and then the next step is if we have to need it, then
yeah, June 14th, I believe is what the date was. So that's coming in a couple days.
But regardless of what we do, the taxes have to be sold before the property can be, taxes have to be paid before the
Yeah.
property can be sold.
Exactly. So that's it, pretty much. Oh, one more thing, actually, Saturdays are going phenomenal, they are busy. So it's definitely worth it, opening 3 hours on this last year.
Sorry, couldn't hear.
I said, Saturdays are going great, they're very busy. I think the Memorial Day, I had 6 people at least. So I think it's definitely a thing to keep in the town.
Are you here alone on Saturday?
I am.
Any concerns about that?
So,
The security here, we're all right?
I think so, yeah, because I locked this door, and I locked this door and that door. I can jump out a window, I'm sure. Something happens, but no, no security. Everybody's been great to me, so.
Good. All right.
All right, cool. Moving on to assessing.
I have a yield tax warrant certification for you gentlemen to sign.
Good.
And
Move it down the road.
Timber yield taxes. Okay. Due by July 12th, so it doesn't look like it's. Leave a spot for you to sign.
I just, wow. Sorry, what happened? Yes, hold on, okay.
Okay.
All right.
this is the final wrap up of our abatements
Okay.
for 2016.
All right. Here we go. I'm gonna read the first one. Property is located at 579 Ridge Road. Taxpayers applied for abatement on this .74 acre lot that's improved, house on it, assessed at $176,100. The taxpayer stated the build year is 1925, not 1980. Okay. And that an addition was made in 1985 to add the upstairs. The build year from a prior property card from 1988 confirms the 1925 build date, so it must have been a wrong date.
Yes, here, Bill is important.
And notes, the addition for the upstairs is being completed in 1987. The condition of the home should be adjusted due to the change in age of 55 years. All these changes result in a recommended abatement of $3,800.
Oh,
But the refund is $141.95, okay? $141.95. Did we have houses in 1925? John, do you remember? You were here then.
Yes, I did.
Well, do you have,
Oh. Yeah. Motion on it?
here, I move that we accept the abatement for,
Let me do it.
what's the address? 5 something? Up top.
It's 579 Ridge Road.
579 Ridge Road, in the amount of $141.95. Okay, there's no motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Sign it.
Okay,
Both places.
want me to read the next one? Boy, this is a regular epiphany. Number 2, New Hampshire Route 153, so it's either on the
down bottom now.
Milton line, or it's the Milton line, or Union line. It's gonna be one of the other, Union, okay. Taxpayers applied for payment, 2.53 acre lot improved with a modular style house assessed at $127,600. Taxpayer states the lot is unbuildable. The home is a double-wide mobile home with no interior access to the basement, and that there's no septic system or leach field on the Middleton lot. 2 lots are sold together and are deeded together, referencing the deed originally purchased in 1999. Taxpayer has attached an appraisal from 1998, which describes the home as modular. An inspection was scheduled for last year, May of last year, where the taxpayer refused a full interior inspection and wanted only the basement inspected. It was explained that a partial inspection would not be done as all the interior information would need to be ensured to be accurate, not just some. The exterior was measured, deck shapes and measurements corrected, and the prefabricated metal roof noted. A good portion of the lot is wet across the driveway behind the house, with a small pond and a drainage easement from DOT to maintain a culvert under the road. The land has been conditioned down to 90 to reflect this. That's probably 90 out of a possible 100.
Yes.
Okay. The two tracks together support the house. The lot cannot be unbuildable as the taxpayer claims because it has a building with a supporting infrastructure between the lots. It appears that the Middleton lot could support a septic if it had a pump-up septic system to the rear of the lot. The taxpayer has attached examples, several vacant lots for sale between 24,900 and 26,000. These are not good comparables because they do not have any infrastructure like a well, septic, or foundation. And the cost to develop these items is reflected by the lower market value. The comparable home attached to the abatement is a mobile home being assessed as a double wide, while the taxpayer's home is being assessed as a modular. There was no change to this construction type due to the refusal for the complete interior inspection, as its construction type could not be verified. The building is being given a 5% functional depreciation for lack of interior access to the basement. Subsequently, I, as the assessor,
Correct.
not you, I recommend this abatement be denied due to no opinion of value and lack of supporting information. Please see the attached property card to correct the highlighted exterior information. The physical data corrections increased the assessment to 129,900. I guess it was 127,600. Therefore, no abatement is recommended. And there's a lot of paper. Goes with
It's the application.
it. Okay.
Because you have to sign one of the pages of the
Yeah.
application as well.
Not this one per se, but what's the next step if someone doesn't like the abatement being denied?
They file with the Board of Tax and Land Appeals.
This is the state board?
Yes, they, in my letter, when I write to them and let them know it's been, approved or denied, I give them information pertaining to filing with the BTLA, where to find those documents.
Good. Okay. Fair enough? All right. The recommendation is to have no abatement. Yep.
Second. Second.
Yep.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
So get the sign twice.
Joanne?
A question about properties that are abandoned and the taxes continue. If the property deteriorates to the point that the house is no longer livable, do the taxes remain the same? I mean, the homeowner is nowhere available to apply for a reassessment or anything like that. What's the town's action in a situation like that?
Well, it would be up to the property owner to, well, I guess anyone actually can file an abatement on any property, believe it or not, which is kind of bizarre. If you as a neighbor wanted to file an abatement saying that the property is falling down to have the assessed value reduced, therefore reducing the taxes, you can certainly do that, as long as you prove your case to the assessor. Typically what happens also is if somebody in town knows of a house like this, we can always put it in for a pickup with the assessor in the spring, or they come out and conduct a cyclical review in the 4 years leading up to our next evaluation. They take a portion of the town and they are reviewing all the properties, and we can also try to get them to a property during that process.
Thank you.
All right, ready for one more? This is number 304 and 314 Route 153. The taxpayer has filed for an abatement on this 1.6 acre lot approved with a raised ranch assessed at $182,400. Also, this 2.08 acre lot improved with a ranch home and detached garage assessed at $144,800. The taxpayer states these properties are abutted by map 13 lot 6, which contains an illegal junkyard and 2 illegal septic systems, junk cars, tires buried underground, and an auto repair business. The taxpayer also states that state and federal disposal requirements aren't being met, and this is contaminating the aforementioned properties, and would need to be disclosed if they were going to sell the property. The abutting property has a garage that was built differently than the dimensions on the building permit issued to Woodrow Tufts in the 1990s, and no state-approved septic design on file with the town for either of the buildings. The 2 properties for which the abatement is being sought are on either side of the access to the abutting property. The properties were reviewed by the assessor, because from the street in March, and no vehicles or tires were visible. The condition of the property appears to be reasonably similar to the 2 houses at the road. No evidence of soil contamination, photographs, or analysis from soil scientists or environmental experts are provided, and no opinion of value is offered. It should be noted that Mrs. Tufts Keegan has a partial interest in the abutting property, map 13 lot 6, and should attempt to rectify the issues to protect her own properties. The lack of state-approved design with the town does not necessarily mean there is no approved design in use for septic on the property. Given the lack of information and opinion of value, I recommend this abatement be denied.
So Glenn, on this one here, this was done in March?
Well, dated May 19th here, but they do talk about properties were reviewed from the street in March.
Well, how can you review the property? You don't want to walk the property. And a lot of stuff is covered by snow, so you can't see it.
Right.
Either.
Right.
Trust me, you could be 20 feet of snow, you could see it up there.
Well,
I can't speak to that, but I can say if you claim contaminated or, some of the various things in there, you need evidence. I mean, you have to have Department of Environmental Service come in, test
So,
groundwater.
okay, I'm sorry, but
That's
we have an
okay.
ongoing thing.
Right.
Okay, so, and at this point, we do have legal involved in this whole situation.
Right.
And I know that DES is going to be involved in this here shortly, so,
Okay.
I think advertisement has to come back and take and reevaluate the whole thing at some point. Because if they go in there and look, there are vehicles there and there are tires there. I've seen them, so.
I don't know how you would have assessed that property without,
You can't do it from the road.
it's mind-boggling to me that they would
What?
even make a statement like that.
Well,
You know how
it's-
many times my house has been reassessed in the last 10 years?
It's a little more complicated than that.
I'm
You're
sure
not,
it is.
you're asking for a reassessment on your reduction in your assessment on your property based on another property that isn't technically your property. And if you make
Oh,
state.
no, it's my
Well, I
property.
mean, it's being utilized by somebody else. You know what I mean? You want an abatement on your house. You're
Right.
not asking for an abatement on that garage. And you do have an interest in the property. And that's what he's explaining. And he's saying if you're gonna make claims such as, it's devalued my house because of contaminated soil and such, you do have to provide evidence of that.
Well, if I had known I needed to provide pictures, I could have shown, I could have provided
Yep.
plenty of pictures of over 500 tires
Well, I
and
can,
500 junk cars.
If you want to get us those things, I can certainly pass it back to him and ask him if he considers after
What,
another review.
does he ever actually go and look at anything?
Right, because I
Yes,
think
they
if he call, I was expecting the call to get reassessed for both the properties, because I can tell you, the house next door, it's gutted, there's nobody living in it, there's no walls, there's no electricity, there's no running water.
$144,000, I should have filed an
You
abatement
know,
on that one, but
And I
I'm trying to pay
thought,
my fair share
I
towards
thought
the
I would
school
get
and
a call,
everything.
that's what I thought they would do when they reassessed it, than just to come and look from the street and say, oh, because you can't see from Route 153 up behind the house that's between my two pieces of property, the 250 junk cars and the 500 tires and the 2 boats and the 2 campers and everything, that, you know, my property isn't devalued. I'm just saying, that's, I mean,
Well, they
I
have-
don't think they did
Right.
due diligence on their part.
Perhaps not, they should have probably called you and walked the property, however, if he came out, there's also, they have to be careful with trespass issues. If they go to, it's like when they come out for cyclical or anything else, they have to go to the door.
He
I'm part
obviously
owner.
knew he wouldn't have been
Yeah, okay. I don't
trespassing.
know,
I know, but I
When he
mean, I'm,
noted the
I'll
fact
send it
that
back
she
to
was
him, if you
filed.
wanna provide pictures,
right, no, I'm just
have your
saying
soil
that,
tested, it has nothing to do with me, I'm just a clerk, I'm the
No,
middle person.
and I get that, but I'm
I
just,
can
Usually
send
I
it
don't
back to
use
him.
I'm
The
just
board
saying,
wishes that to
I don't
happen,
think the
I'll do
assessor
that.
did a very
I
good
think
job
what we
on
need to do,
this
with
part.
all this other stuff in play like that,
Okay,
okay, we
Yeah.
probably should talk to the assessors and
okay,
have them maybe come out and redo it now that they can
Sure.
actually go and see some stuff.
yeah.
If they need
Good.
assistance to go and do that, we'll make sure that
Yeah, I can certainly
it's just
Take it and-
give them a fair shot to do it the correct way.
ask them, yeah,
So,
to, yeah,
So what is your pleasure regarding this one before us?
just, I would just leave it, don't sign or
Table it.
anything,
Table it.
because I'll send it back to him and tell him that, you know, there's some legals. I don't know if somebody wants to pass me some information regarding what the town's position is in the legal issue with the property or something, I can give him that, just so he's aware, you know, there's a little more to it than, okay.
John, can I see that?
Yes.
Is there a dollar amount that
he didn't put one down because he's.
they just want it reassessed?
Right, but because of all the stuff that's playing into it, what's the assessment value? I mean, the more severe that is, the problems are, the more.
But nowhere in here does it say the
Yeah.
exact amount that it's
Right.
devalued.
No, actually, it went
It
up.
won't because he's saying it's not devalued.
Right, it just went up.
Went from 127,000 to 129,000. That sound right? I don't know, there's a number up top and a number at the bottom.
182.
Is that the right
There's-
property?
No, there's two assessments.
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah, there are two different.
But
no way-
a lot, much of it.
But nowhere does it say this is the new value. You look at the
No.
table.
I thought there was
No,
something on the
there's no
bottom.
new.
Okay, yeah, fix it.
Good.
Okay.
So you want to make a motion to table this
Thank
for
you.
I move that we table this one until,
our next meeting maybe, and then maybe have some information to have them come over and renew. whatever,
Yes, I
and give them
will.
some more information as well.
Yeah, we have, yeah, the more information we give them, the better, you
Right.
know, off they are, those types of things.
you said one house has got it, is that one of the houses?
The house,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
house had 304.
Did they get inside to that one?
No, they never contacted me to say that they wanted to look at any of the property.
So
No, but they have access. They could have access.
you would allow access?
Yes,
Sure.
yeah, they
Okay.
didn't call to say we'd like to look at.
So that's one of the properties, not the neighboring property up the hill, one of the two properties in question here.
Right.
Because it depends on what you write in your abatement,
Yeah.
right? If I
Right.
say the
How-
house is
right.
covered, they're gonna come look for that.
What you
If I say my
say-
yard
right.
is, they're gonna look at the yard.
Based on the
That's probably
information
why.
you provide within the abatement to them determines how they.
Right, so you're saying the outside is what's causing your, so that's why he
Right,
does a
okay.
drive-by, he's not gonna come in, sit,
But
look in
even,
your
but
living
even doing
room.
the
Right.
drive-by, he's
Well,
doing
what
it from
started off, I got a
153.
note saying they were at my house and assessed it.
Mark?
That's for your actual house, you're saying the outside
Right.
now is
Right,
what's
At
devalued.
that house, at the
Right.
house that has been gutted. And
It may not have been perfectly clear.
the
to him
taxes went
what
up.
he was-
And I didn't complain, we just built the school, it was, but then all this other stuff started. We filed an abatement over that, which, you know, I didn't expect much, but I certainly expected they would have at least went and actually looked at it. Because it's only, what, $8,000? It's only $1,000
No?
a year. Or, yeah.
Hang on, we'll let them come back and we'll
Yeah.
make sure that they get done. That way they'll have all the information, so. All right, I'm gonna move into the planning board. I'm on the planning board. Oh, I'm sorry, Gwen.
That's okay.
You're done.
I did, at one of your previous meetings, there was a denial of an abatement application. And it concerned me a little bit, and I did forward it back to Jonathan. He did, write, some information for you. And I thought perhaps you might and look at what the property owner had filed with the abatement, just to be aware of. I just want to make sure, if it goes to BTLA and you don't win, you're gonna end up paying it back with interest, and if it takes 2 years to go to BTLA, you pay back interest for the 2 years. So I just want everybody to be aware.
This is the one from your last meeting that was
Yeah.
gutted. They weren't living in it, but it's the second home. That's this one. Just to recap.
So, you want me to read the first one? Looks like it's February,
That's up
and
to
then a
you.
more recent one of May 31st.
Well, this one in for February is what the landowner, the property owner wrote for their abatement application.
Okay. This is 46 Shore Road, Middleton. This is evidence from the owners about why they should get it. The property's been uninhabitable since purchase. After 3 months of cleaning, it was discovered that the house was so full of rodent excrement and electrical problems that it could not be repaired without a complete gutting and rebuilding. Tax abatement is not being pursued or requested based on the condition of the home, rather it's based on the fact that the house was unusable due to demolition and reconstruction that took place for all of 2016 and continues today. Okay? And let's see, cleaning began immediately, went on for 3 months. Okay.
They attempted to clean it from the
Right.
smell. They were told bleach would do the trick, and it did nothing. And they basically say it had to rip up carpets and,
Upon removal of the first board, blown insulation fell along the floor, revealed wires with nails driven through them, having melted in this board insulation. At this point, it was no longer about getting rid of the smell, but rather correcting the fire hazard. As we continued to gut the structure, the problems grew worse. Mouse turrets were found by the millions in the walls, ceilings, under the piece of cabinets. And they had, so now, this is from the,
John, stay awake.
No, wait, I just turned.
Okay, me too.
so who's John, that's the assessor.
he's,
Okay.
yeah.
Here's the assessor's updated remarks as
Sure
of
enough.
May 31st. The abatement request was a bit unique. The home, while I agree is the second home, shows documentation from the taxpayer and from our end that the house appeared to be under construction as of April 1st, 2016. At that point, we noted it was under renovation. It appears they started work before the permit had been taken up. If anyone chooses to renovate and were to gut their house, we, the assessors, would need to try to make an accurate representation of the house as of April 1st of 2016, I believe. I feel that we are giving consideration for an accurate representation of the home. Status as of 4/1/17 shows the house needs more work than was noted in the abatement. If the board, I assume that's us, chooses to deny the abatement, that's fine. But I, the assessor, have no way to defend their position if it's appealed to DELA.
Board of Tax and Appeals.
My belief is that because we weren't there close to the 2016 BTLA is likely to side with the taxpayer. I think the permit should have been taken out sooner, but in the opinion of it, is more likely than not that the house was in the condition they're considering it to be. I believe that it's more likely the taxpayer is being honest than not honest. In terms of cutting the house to get a tax rate, it may lower the tax burden temporarily, but the cost to complete the house and loss in potential sale price outweigh the decrease in tax liability. If this were their primary home, I'd have no difference of opinion. I would kindly remind the board that we are concerned with fair and equitable assessment, and whether the owner has more than one home or not should not be a factor. The final decision does lie with the BOS, that's us. But we have done multiple reviews of the property and have more evidence in favor of the taxpayer than the disposition of the BOS at this time. This guy's a lawyer. After this careful consideration, I do stand behind my recommendation. Whether the BOS agrees or not. I hope this clears up confusion he just created. So what is he asking us to do? Or
Well,
apparently the abatement was denied at one point.
he's kind of pointing out that you just look it over and you might want to consider, and maybe you don't, and that's fine too, but we didn't want to just send it off to the taxpayer and go through the whole BTLA thing unnecessarily. His concern is that if he goes to BTLA, he's not going to be able to defend it, they're going to side with the taxpayer anyways. I mean, they have photographs, I mean, you can't not prove, you can't just disprove that that house wasn't in that condition from April.
I can ask you a question.
Sure.
We say no, and all of a sudden we get pictures and stuff like that. Why didn't we have the pictures before? So we could have made a better decision the first time.
I believe they were attached to their, they sent the abatement application, is clicked onto the assessor recommendation, because you have to also sign the abatement application too. And I brought that back down with me, I don't know what you want to do.
So basically, what they're looking for us is to get a refund of $1633.17. And they want us to,
That's just.
revote and see if we can give it to them.
Well, yeah, well, he's just saying, I sent it back to him and said they denied this. And I said, what do you think? I said, I'm concerned that we're gonna end up in BTLA and it's gonna be pointless. And this is when he wrote all this back. Because I just wanted to come to you guys and say, you're probably gonna end up at BTLA and Avatar is not gonna be able to win for you, because the taxpayer has more evidence supporting their claim than you do saying you don't believe you.
What would their evidence be? Pictures of them cleaning the house?
Well, yeah, they have the date they pulled the permit, they have pictures, and they have statements stating, their time frame.
My issue was they purchased the house, whether it's their primary or secondary, and they only worked the weekends to do it, and it's been over a year.
That holds no weight in DTLA, I can assure you that. But hey, you can deny it, it's not my call. I just really wanted to bring it back to you guys and say, but I wanted information from the assessor. I'm only a clerk. I've been doing this for about 14 years now, but I am still only a clerk. So So I just kind of wanted to say, well, you know, we might want to be careful where we tread here. If you have to wait 2 years, which is typically the case to get to BTLA, you'll not pay that back plus 2 years worth of interest. So it could end up costing you a few more dollars plus the headache of the whole BTLA situation. So I don't know.
Here's my confusion. Paragraph number 2, if the board chooses to deny the abatement, which we did,
Right.
that's fine, but I, the assessor, really have no way to defend their position if it's appealed.
Correct.
Paragraph 3. After careful consideration, I do stand by my recommendation to deny the abatement.
That's what I was wondering.
What is it, what does he say?
He says, I do stand by my recommendation, which is,
Whether the board agree with it or not.
right.
His recommendation is to approve the abatement.
Oh, it is now.
You denied it.
It was
You're the
to
one
begin
that,
with.
yeah, he's
Right.
always wanted to, he approved it. It was you guys that chose to deny it. Totally your call, but I just want you to be aware that he is not gonna be able to, he's not gonna be able to pull it off at BTLA. BTLA is 99.9% likely to decide.
Jimmy, question.
That letter basically puts you over
Yeah.
barrel. If you do not approve and the homeowner uses that letter, it's an
From
automatic
our own town
approval.
assessors.
Yeah.
So,
No, how did
Well,
he
it doesn't
screw
matter
up?
when they go to BTLA, they
we
can't
did-
defend
We
it.
had a recommendation, we
No,
recommended.
but they applied for an abatement. Why was it overtaxed to begin with?
No, it's under construction, they gutted the whole thing. So it was taxed, and
Oh,
then they went
taxed,
for an
okay.
abatement because they gutted it, so it's not livable.
What do you
and
think,
They
that's what
bought
happened.
it.
The
We
board
send our
did not-
previous
It's,
decision.
it's a mess inside. It was a smell of rodents, and they were told if they cleaned it with bleach and stuff, it would be fine. And they went in and they started doing it. After doing all that, tearing up carpets and everything, that odor gets into boards. It leaks right through, and they couldn't get rid of it, so they basically had to gut the house.
Come on in.
I'm just looking for the local police department.
That's
Well,
around
the
the corner.
assessor
I know,
would
but
know
I thought the
that
officer
unless
might
the
be here since you're having a
homeowner
meeting.
told them. I mean,
No, they
that's why.
Might need a little security,
That's why the
you know?
abatement application, see, and they
Yeah.
even sent,
'Cause all the
they
cars are
pictures
down
too,
there.
they have
Yeah.
photos
Yeah.
attached to there.
Do you know how to go out and around to get down to it?
Oh, yeah, I've been down there.
Okay.
I banged on the door and then didn't get any answer, so thought he might be up here
Oh,
at the
I mean,
meeting.
sometimes I have it. You want,
Yeah.
come in and look, he's not here at the moment.
I got
This
my
is
wife
an
in the
email
car, I
they
wouldn't
sent
dare
to
leave
you.
her sitting there.
This
You know how that
isn't part of
goes.
the agreement.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
so John, you think that possibly we should rescind our previous thing and foreclose?
Looks like we can't defend it.
And John, you're saying,
Don't rescind.
I don't think the town should hold years worth of an abatement because they did it only on weekends and it took a year to do now, and it's still under construction. I know if I have to leave my house, my insurance company will make sure that it's done immediately.
How long is the building permit good for?
1 year. But you can get extensions.
Unless they ask for an extension.
Then they get, how much is an extension?
It depends. Depends on if the person is making an effort to do it, or if he hasn't done anything, then I charge him again. If not, then I let it ride. I'll give him an extra month or so.
not really my parity on it, doesn't it? I mean, it dragged on for 3 or 4 years.
I understand your position, but I kind of felt that it would not be so easy to defend it at BTLA, and that's why I sent it back to Jonathan. And I asked him, I said, you know, what, and that's when he typed up this letter. He's basically telling you, he's not gonna be able to defend your
Right,
position
yeah, so-
at BTLA. So the people are 99% gonna win this.
So if I own a house in Middleton that has no plumbing, no water, I don't have to pay taxes?
They're paying
Oh,
taxes.
tax, no money. Hey, fewer.
They're asking that their house be assessed at the value that it should be at under its current condition.
Exactly.
They're not saying we don't want to pay taxes. They're saying it's uninhabitable, they can't use it, it's all gutted inside. If you have a house and you have no water, or and you've started it, property is taxable for the year for what it is as of April 1st of the year.
Correct.
So if this house was gutted like this prior to April 1 of 2016, and it went on like that even for 6 months, these people are entitled would be entitled to an abatement back.
And I agree, now.
Anybody who did that, even if you had a house and you, say in February, you gutted it out, and then you filed for an abatement, you'd be entitled to that.
How do they come up with the $43,000? If it's not livable, then why aren't they just asking to pay the taxes on the land and not the home?
Because
It still has value.
There is a
Yeah,
structure.
they're not saying
It's like
there's,
a shed.
it still has value.
So what-
It's just not full value.
It's about 1,600 they wanted.
Yeah. So what, just out of curiosity, what are they paying for taxes? Annually?
Well, what does it say?
It's in-
I don't know if the total amount of the
Yeah.
tax was in there.
It's on all those pages. Like that one.
287.4 was the assessed value of that home. So whatever 287.4 times 3616, or are they in the village? I don't know. Shore Drive,
Short drive.
so they're 3696.
Okay, so at the bottom, okay, so it's 287.4, down at the bottom, the revised assessment is 244.4, so the difference is 43,000. So that would be a $1,600
Yes,
off of that.
yes.
And we're gonna be the other day.
And, the assessor will be reviewing it as there's more work, as more is completed on it. That'll be added to the card, so
So,
it'll go up from there.
John, you make a motion.
I move that we accept the abatement as presented back in March, I guess it was. $1,632.
Where is that? 1633.17. I'll second. Any more discussion? John's not gonna make that, so we'll vote. All in favor?
All right,
Aye. John says no. All right.
Sorry,
No,
I just hate to
I
see
don't,
the town.
I don't
pay more
disagree
money
with, I don't
than
disagree with
what-
John, but there's no sense of.
wait, which one? It's two Johns. It's three if you come back here.
I totally
Four.
understand, I'm one of those people, I can see both sides of it, but,
He's not here.
I feel for the homeowner,
right,
I feel for both sides.
yeah. it's-
What else you got?
That was enough.
We agree?
Can I be dismissed?
No.
No.
You all set? Oh, okay, thank you. Paul.
Thank you, guys.
How about this one?
And I will send your information back.
You know
They'll give me some information on that and we'll get it back to them and start from there. Want me to take those up, John?
Sure.
All right, so,
Thanks.
Thank you.
planning board, did not have a meeting this month. Didn't have enough members to make the votes, so no sense in the meeting. We do have a CIP meeting going on the 24th of this month. All right, moving on to fire department, EMS.
I've made a list of all the vehicles with their mileage and their hours. I'll turn that in, because you guys want to know all that. EMS has had 55 calls so far this year, fires had 49.
49. As related to the EMS costs?
Yeah, some of,
But not all of them.
for, yeah, for lift assist, things like that.
That including mutual aid if you're called out. So
Yeah, we had a mutual aid call on Sunday over in Durham.
Is that on average from last year numbers?
Will
we
I
higher
think
or
we're a little bit, I think we're a little bit higher on this, on both sides. But I'd like to talk to you guys afterwards about the security system over there. Pull the trigger on that. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Please.
Animal control officer car, 133,000. Car two, which is the 2009 Ford Explorer, 137,000. Remember, this is mileage, it doesn't include idle time. It should be a lot higher. The 2013 Ford Interceptor Taurus, 121,000. The 2014 Ford Interceptor is 60,000. The white Dodge Charger's 27,000 miles. The brand new one, 2017 black Dodge Charger, 952 miles. Okay. Calls, 60 for the month of, it says April. Is that right?
Every man.
Okay. Arrests, 6. Motor vehicle stops, including warnings, 54. Summons issued, 6. Motor vehicle accidents, 1. Animal control call-outs, 1. Okay. Note, the new police cruiser arrived, and the new policies for the police were completed and implemented effective May 1st. Okay? So,
Any questions for the chief?
Yeah, so many vehicles for so few calls.
One of them's going away because it's the old police chief's car. He's a junk, so get rid of that, so.
So how many do they have total?
6 right now, but is the, is that,
We should have 5.
Right,
I
the
should get
animal-
rid of
the 2005 Ford Crown Vic is the one that's going out?
the, right.
Okay.
And we've always had 5. So, that's right.
So I can get the numbers right on the statistics, can I have a copy of that, please?
Sure. And what else is here?
It breaks down.
Breakdown by personnel, who does what?
Again, our Officer Bartlett, part-time officer, went twice a weekend, has the best stats. He talks to everybody.
Well, I guess so. For the month of May, Bartlett had 31 instances year-to-date. No, in citations, I guess this is for the month, 133.
Stopping everybody. I gotta say, he stopped me too.
You start me.
Yeah, and he stopped me.
Is he equal opportunity, that's for sure.
He didn't get me, but he did get a buddy of mine hauling a boat that from up north, stopped at my house, wasn't registered, got here. So.
I saw the cruiser.
Over half the people here.
I saw the cruiser coming towards me, and as I often do, I waved. He thought I had a cell phone in my hand, so he turned around and stopped me. So much for waving.
All right, let's go to Mr. Mamone, Code Enforcement Welfare.
We have 2 recent issues. One's a failed septic system, so the owner got out with a shovel and stuff and fixed it himself, which is a big no-no. I wrote a letter, a certified letter to the DES, and a certified letter to the owner. And I also notified DES, and they are complying. They're going to get a designer out, and they have to dig up the whole system because the old system is over 20 years old, and if it's over 20 years old, you have to start fresh. Everything has to be dug up, has to get new design and a new system put in. As of right now, he had 30 days to comply, and they did comply, and he's got a designer going out and doing the design. Just as soon as he gets that done, he'll send the paperwork to me and we'll follow through. The second one is somebody has a mobile home and building bedrooms in the basement with no egress window, no egress door, and there are children down there. And I called the 3rd District Court in Ossipee and told them, because this has been an ongoing case. The parents have divorced and there are 2 young children, and the person called me to do an occupancy permit, which tells me that he's done the work already, and I don't know where the children are staying. So I called the court and told them, because I wrote them a letter stating exactly that he wasn't allowed to put bedrooms down there. The septic system is only a 2-bedroom system, and they already have 2 bedrooms in the mobile home. So he's making 4 bedrooms, and that can't happen. So I called the court, and the court called me back and said, well, it's not their problem. I have to call the Rochester Child Development so-and-so and so-and-so, which I have done. And they haven't gotten back to me yet. And that's 3 days ago, 4 days ago. If those children are living down there and something happens to them, there's going to be a major problem in this town. If anything happens to them. I've done what I can do.
Okay, question.
I can't go and close the place down.
Can I help you out with that at all, John?
I'm following what the court said to do.
Okay.
I can't overstep their bound,
No.
because I was told to mind my own business the first time and
By the
follow
courts?
what they were doing.
By the courts?
By the court.
So did they pull a permit to do the bedrooms?
As far, there's no permit.
Okay, that's number 1, okay. Number 2 is a fire safety issue. This man can get involved in, because you have authority to do things as well, okay? Third thing is, we need to reach out to our attorney.
The biggest problem, Joe, is if those children aren't there,
It's not an issue.
then what he's done to them, he can call those rooms whatever he wants. He's only violated no building permit. But if the children are there, that's where the major problem comes in.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm afraid of. And the court has been notified, the Rochester Child Development, whatever, I don't even remember what the name is. They're the ones that have not acted on it. So, do I call them again? How many times do I call them?
I'm gonna tell you to mind your own business.
What you need to do, I think what we need to do at this point, I would think, is contact our attorneys and see what they tell us the next steps are.
Can I say something? Those bedrooms have been downstairs since the 1990s. When John was there with his first wife, his kid had 1 kid sleeping
Don't
upstairs
mention
and 1
names,
kid
please.
sleeping, I said a first name.
Okay.
He made 2 bedrooms after we sold it to him. So those bedrooms have been down there for a long time. They just finally got caught.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, it's a safety issue. I mean,
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
you can't let that happen,
No.
unfortunately, no matter what they think they need to do.
Is there a bulkhead there, John?
Is there, no, there's
There's no
nothing back
bulkhead in
there.
the cellar?
Nothing I know of.
Have you walked around it?
I've looked at the place. I haven't seen
But have you
anything
gone down the
going.
back side by the?
I haven't gone around the back of the car, no.
All right,
Where are the kids in school?
Yeah.
Where are they being educated?
Where are they go up a set of stairs.
No, but I
That's
mean,
their
are
only way
they
out.
in our school system?
There's nothing, as far as I know, there's no exit out from the basement.
John, when you have any type of basement, egress, in order for a bedroom, doesn't the egress have to come out flat, like no stairs? Like a bulkhead wouldn't count.
A bulkhead doesn't count. There's gotta be a door an
It goes
egress
straight
door
out.
to get out.
Right.
But you could have a bulkhead with a door on the inside, so you open the inside door and then open the bulkhead.
That's considered an egress?
Children can't do that.
No, I'm just asking.
No,
I
No,
don't
they
know.
need to do
Oh.
For
something.
the fire thing,
It's-
doesn't matter if
no.
their kids, anybody sleeping, I mean,
Absolutely.
adults, it doesn't
Right.
matter, exactly. It doesn't matter that their kids are not.
The windows are not
The
up to
fact is they
code.
can't
No, they're
have.
not.
The window in the window in the basement is a regular basement window, like that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that
That's
doesn't
it.
meet egress.
That's not an egress window.
Okay.
Egress window is 5.7 square feet.
So they shouldn't be looking.
There shouldn't be anybody downstairs. But the situation is that there are children involved, and I don't know where they're staying. The wife is there, and she has custody over those children.
Whether they're children or adults,
Doesn't matter.
they need to be removed from the basement.
I agree,
All right,
but do I go against the court? What do I do? I'm waiting for the court to tell me.
The
This
court-
is what we have to
I
do.
don't think the court has anything to do with
I've
it.
written letters to them. They have signed letters stating the facts of what's happened.
What about the fire marshal's office? That's the first one's I've been dealing with.
listen, by the time we get this thing resolved, something could happen.
Right.
So I don't think we should sit around. Joey, go ahead and make a comment, and then,
Well, I was just thinking that if this is a violation of a town law, an ordinance, then doesn't the police chief have the authority to take the code inspector through the building to find out if there is an appearance of people living in the basement?
oh, absolutely. But like I say, John in a way is right.
Yeah.
If you have it downstairs that's renovated like that, I would call it a bedroom right now, but I don't want to because nobody down there sleeping. But if say this person has kids one weekend out of the month, that's when they're down there.
Right.
I
I'm just
mean,
thinking of a surprise inspection with the police chief saying that we need access. I don't know if you need a warrant or something like that or not, but
I mean,
if it's a-
obviously, they're living down there, looking for an occupancy permit.
Right,
So-
that's the telltale sign right there. I mean,
Done.
right.
We
Once
don't
we
need
issue that,
pictures, we
we've
don't
given
need
them blessing, go ahead and do what they want to do.
So with a surprise inspection, then you'd be able to tell if there are beds down there.
This is
perhaps.
what they're supposed to be doing in Rochester. That's what their job is, to go out and inspect. Who? It's a Rochester child,
DCYS.
We're not.
yeah, DCYF, whatever, I don't know the exact name of it.
Chief,
But they're the ones that look for these, and they've got a letter from me. The court has the same letter stating that there were supposed to be no bedrooms for children downstairs. They weren't supposed to be allowed.
They can't have any bedrooms.
Right, no.
You want me to call
Well,
the
but
state marshal's office
If
tomorrow?
there's 2 rooms down there, if they've built them up, or whatever they've done, I don't know if they've done that when they put the house in or not, because it was done before my time. But unless you can prove that it's a bedroom and somebody's sleeping in it, then I don't think I have a leg to stand on.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't
I have
know.
pictures of the
I would-
bed, so it doesn't, I can show
If it's
it to
an
you.
obvious, if it's obviously, you go down there's obviously bedrooms, this is a bedroom, I don't care what else you want to call it. How often it's used is irrelevant to me, okay?
Right.
I think the proper way to proceed with this is, as code enforcement and fire department, okay?
Yeah.
If you can get, if somehow we make have arrangements for people to get down there to verify, whatever, make sure we have documentation of everything that's there, no egress whatsoever. So it's, we have pictures of it, and at that point, we can sit there and say, okay, we have to go to our attorneys, what do we do to stop this from happening?
Can I add,
We're not the experts here.
can I add that we asked the police chief for the police code in possible child endangerment?
It's quite possible if that happens, if they're down there. Absolutely, I mean, that'd be something you guys have to do during the week, I would assume, so.
Would it be possible to get the police chief to call DCYF to see if they
You're
will
gonna have
fit
to go down there
somebody?
first and get the fact before they make any phone calls. You need the fact and documentation, I would think. So, even though you've done your part of it and stuff like that,
See why I-
it's gonna back you up to what you're just stating
Yeah.
with all the pictures and
That's
stuff
true.
like that. I think it's
That's
gonna
why
make it a
some
lot
of the
better.
kids get hurt.
But, I mean,
No
it'll be
matter what, it's better.
more substantial in court if it goes that way.
Police chief, fire chief, and code enforcement call it surprise inspection. document that there's a bed down there, document that it looks like living space, not just a basement storage room.
And at this point, no occupancy permit has been issued, has it?
He got a letter stating that he needed these things. He said that he was going to get the septic system upgraded. He was calling the designer. He can't, there's wetlands right in the back of the place. There is no room for it. It's impossible to do.
Okay.
He's also received a letter from the court stating that he can't have the children sleeping downstairs in those bedrooms. But he's doing the bedrooms anyway.
They've also asked the town, and the town has said no. They
Yeah,
need it.
he's got a letter from me.
Okay, so like I said, the steps going forward, I would like to think that we have fire, police, code enforcement, all go down there, pictures, verify, okay? And at the next point, and I'll make another comment after this, we talk to our town council to proceed. It's a violation, I'm sure, of the court order and stuff like that, but we just gotta verify, because of course they come out and do a price inspection, we have to do that. So, just for the record, everybody here, we have changed our attorneys for the town, the municipal attorneys. We are still using Mitchell Group out of Laconia for stuff that's already in their hands that they're working on. But going forward, we have new attorneys to represent the town of Middleton out of Nashua. And all the department heads will get the numbers and stuff like that for those people, for the contacts for that, so just to let you know.
I want to see if I can get a hold of DCYF out of Rochester one more time and see what the problem is for them not getting out there immediately. I mean, they should have sent somebody that same day that I called them.
Give them a call, but I would stay in touch with Chief Lawrence and Chief Logic.
I will.
Emailing my contact over the state right now.
Okay.
Okay? Going back to your first one, the septic down here this time. How's it working now? What are they doing?
It's working fine, but
Did they pump it out?
he repaired the pipes and stuff. But if a system's over 20 years old, you're not allowed to repair it. You're not allowed to do that. It has to be dug up completely and replaced.
So right now, do we have contaminants leaching into groundwater, such, whatever?
The soil that he dug up is right on the ground, it's all over the place. The DES has a letter notifying him of it. They have a letter notifying him of it. He has 30 days to get a system designed and get started on rebuilding it.
Man, I hate to be his neighbors this time of year.
And he has done that, he has done the design.
Pardon?
He has a design now?
He said he had a designer. I don't have the drawing yet.
They're working on it.
But it doesn't take overnight to do a set of drawing. He's got to go down there and look at the property and find out where the well is, all of that stuff, locate everything, and then he submits drawings to me. Once he's got the drawings done, I look at what he's got, check where wetlands are and what the town is looking for, and then I send him the concrete.
Okay.
He's probably just gonna put, I don't know how much land he has, but he'll probably just push it over and cover it over anyway, whatever he's digging out.
They'll probably dig out what's there now and start all over again, right where it is.
Right, but I mean, they'll probably still put that old system right on site. I don't know how big his lot is.
They don't have much room there, they may have to truck it
I
out.
mean, if you cover it, it's usually, well, I don't know what the laws are now, but you used to be able to fix your own without a new design and everything, but that just changed, so.
If it's newer than 20 years, you can do it.
John,
Well, I meant without it.
they're looking for an occupancy permit for that?
What's that?
What are they looking, what kind of a permit are they looking for?
Occupancy.
They are looking for
An occupancy permit, yeah.
Okay, so let me, Larry has a question for John.
Are we in agreement that we're gonna do something as soon as possible when it comes to this?
Yes, I'm gonna call them tomorrow morning and
Who?
DCYF in Rochester. If they can't send somebody out right away, I will contact Bill, and then we will get the police chief and Bill and myself, and we will go out there.
This week.
How fast is right away?
tomorrow.
It's child endangerment, it's a safety issue.
So would you be
It's
available
been
tomorrow?
child endangerment for
We know
3
about
days
it.
now.
It's
I work for a schedule, I mean, I guess we're
Yeah.
gonna find out this out.
Well, it's something
John,
like
in order
this.
to get occupancy
Okay.
permit, you have to go
Alright.
check the building out, right?
Yes,
I don't
Then go
think
down
that
and check
it's-
the building out tomorrow.
but he,
He's good.
I don't
Go
think-
down and check the building out tomorrow, John, with, and
But
take
John,
your
he
pictures.
doesn't, he doesn't have a permit, so how do I issue an occupancy permit for somebody who doesn't have a
But
permit?
John, you already have an application by them asking for an occupancy.
I don't have an application to do anything. He called me and wanted an occupation, he wanted an occupation permit.
So now you have the right to go there and inspect.
I can go over there and inspect,
Can you do that?
but if I don't see any children there, all I can do is tell him exactly what he's got in the letter.
Yeah,
Forget the
forget the
children.
children.
It's livable what he did.
He violated what the letter was that I sent him almost a year ago,
Okay, so.
that he cannot have bedrooms down
Okay, so
there.
stating that, you need to verify if those bedrooms do exist or not. Only way to do that is to get inside, take the pictures, correct?
My biggest concern, I can get over the occupancy. I'm concerned about the children. If we don't catch the children there, and we don't know that they're staying there, that's the concern that I have, because I don't know what time they get there, or when they're dropped off, even if it's a weekend or whatever.
And you're
They're
not
not
gonna know
allowed to
that.
sleep there.
The children don't have to be there when you go there. We should be able to take pictures and say, it's livable space that is not livable.
Well, he
Because
knows that now, he already knows that, I
he's-
told him so.
He's known this for 3 months and it continues. It continues after 3 months of us telling them it's.
I went there, what, 3 days ago? Laura, do you remember?
That's-
Exactly.
at some point.
We were on
Three-
the
about
phone
3 days ago.
Thursday.
And
And I told him, you can't have a septic system enlarged here, you can't have bedrooms downstairs, and you're not getting an occupancy permit. He says, I will take care of that, I will get that for you. How are you gonna get that?
Have
I'm
you
gonna
seen-
call the designer and get the system
Okay,
built.
the system's one thing, if I'm more, I don't care about the system, I'm worried about inside that place, you know?
I wanna know, yeah. I mean, I can't tell him to tear it apart if it's built.
No.
Because he can make rooms downstairs for himself if he wants to. All he has to do is get a building permit.
He can make.
Well,
But I don't want the
Yeah.
kids down there.
That's
The-
the thing.
the-
He can make.
The issue is,
Sleep.
the issue is kids down there.
Chief, does that look like a bedroom to you?
I just feel that it's a slap in the face to
bed.
you, John.
Yeah.
He's just
Okay.
disrespecting,
Have to think about it.
disregarding your
Bed,
authority.
bed, Closet.
We shouldn't be able to sleep down there either.
No.
He's never asked me for anything.
You
He's
can't
never
occupy
he's
that
never got a
space.
building permit, never
Proof
anything.
right there.
You guys could come in my house and take pictures.
If you're
I'm
looking
just-
for, if
I'm
you're
just
looking for a
If it's
permit.
illegal, I think we can, yes.
If it's illegal?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the living space is illegal? I thought, okay, I was wondering, the way you said that, I was
Well, I
gonna.
mean, I'm just saying, I
Well, the thing is,
don't know.
that you
I
guys- if you've got
actually,
someone-
I actually
if you've got
can,
someone-
but you've gotta be there.
You get someone
And
violating.
even if I tell you I don't want you to take no pictures of my house, you can still take pictures?
No, I have the authority to say, if I
If you
think that
find
there's
something
something
that's-
really wrong, I can say to you, I want you there with me, but I can go in with you and I can take pictures and whatever.
Okay. That was just a question. I'm
Yes,
not-
It's more, it's more.
I don't blame you for this.
It's more like.
I see this
we're
being a
building
can of
evidence.
worms, but-
If we have to go to court, we need to have evidence, and to have the evidence, you have to be able to take the pictures.
Right,
Yep.
yeah, right.
I mean, it's
Right,
just,
I just thought you would have
but
a search warrant.
it's not
or
up to the
something
selectmen to do it, it's up to the.
to go in somebody's
These guys
house
to
and
do
take
it, so.
pictures, but I don't know.
I'm gonna call DCYF tomorrow and find out what they're doing.
Don't put your hat on your,
I'm
hang
gonna-
your hat up
I'm
on it.
going
I don't think
to-
you're gonna get a resolution on that.
Say, if they don't go out tomorrow, send an inspector out tomorrow, I will have the police chief and the fire chief and myself go out there.
Okay.
And if we find bedrooms or whatever there, then we're gonna shut the place down. We can close it down.
Have to.
And as soon as you guys do, you need to contact our attorneys, let them know what's going on.
It's, you know, I don't like doing stuff like that. It's not,
But it's not
You know,
safe.
something, it's
But
part of
those
the job to do
children-
it, you gotta do it whether you like to or not.
those children are in
Unfortunately,
danger. I
As you
don't wanna
did-
see that happen.
John, whether they're children or not, God forbid something happens to that house and we knew that there's no egresses, the windows are small like this.
How you sleep, how would you
But
sleep?
but you're allowed to have your basement like that, John.
No one say you're not.
can't sleep in it.
You can't sleep in it, no.
No.
If you have a bedroom
It's not
down
like
there, if
No,
he's,
you-
if he's
you
got
can't have
beds
that.
or something.
Look, an adult can make a good decision and in circumstances take care of themselves better than kids. Kids, it's just a different
Yeah,
story.
they're young kids too,
So,
and that's
I'm not-
what worries me.
We have to protect them, that's why they're called minors. And if the parents can't protect them, there's something to protect them.
And it's our problem because we know about it.
I will, I'm gonna call DCY up tomorrow morning and see if they can get an inspector out there right away.
Anything else? How about building permits? We got anything building?
Building permits have been going pretty good, let me tell you.
They know.
We've had, I don't know, in the last month, like, there's probably been 30 building permits or more. They're really, there's a lot of stuff going on out there.
Good.
I'm called on Saturdays and even some Sundays to go out.
I see new dwellings going up.
Yeah.
All right,
That'll teach you to build a school.
how about emergency, John, you all done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. Emergency management.
All quiet. We're good.
No emergencies?
No emergencies.
Highway's not here. Did Rick submit a report or anything?
No,
Okay.
nothing.
Zoning, John, nothing going on?
No, I have to check on the junkyard permit to see if it goes selectmen to deny it or zoning board to deny it, so we move on.
Okay.
Okay?
Nobody here from the cemetery, so I imagine that's kind of quiet. John, you don't want to talk about the school board there?
We have a meeting on the 29th coming up, John, but you should get a notice on that. They can't get everybody together and they've changed the date about a dozen times. So I think the next meeting is the 29th.
I have it
Meeting
scheduled
next
for,
week.
I have it scheduled for Thursday.
They had one scheduled for Thursday.
That's what I got last week, was the 15th.
That was
Thursday
the 15th? No, that's been canceled.
night. Well, we haven't reported that yet, just so you
Yeah,
know.
I talked with Linda the other day and
The website
Just
says the
cancel that.
21st, the last I checked.
But isn't there a
Today's the
meeting next
15th.
week?
It's something on the board down there. I thought it was the 15th.
the 22nd is graduation over there, by the way.
Over here?
10 o'clock, yeah.
Okay,
It's dark by then.
treasury.
It's not done.
School board, but have
Is there the worst part?
No, the SAU sets it, but we have to get everybody together. So now all-
No, we got
You
money.
wanna have three.
We got money. It's just, it isn't coming in as fast as it did last year.
There's more than just the school board, it needs
I paid my
the
share.
superintendent, the,
That was part of the
there's probably
report.
8 or 9 people that meet.
One call.
Sandy, without getting into details, you received many checks. Any of them ever bounce? Insufficient funds?
Not really. The problem we have is people make their checks out wrong, so I end up bringing the whole deposit back. So if I'm going with 50,000, and there's a check that's scooped up for, say, 5,000, I have to bring the whole thing back.
So right now,
We don't get charged for bounce checks.
in the ending bank balance are unreserved at 864,107.59. Right?
What? I don't know.
800?
Ending bank balance.
And ending as of May
That's
31st.
as of May 31st.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've taken some out.
Oh, I'm sure, I
Oh, yeah.
just reading in the record, basically, that's what we ended the money paying. I know it changed, we have to pay bills, but, I mean, we just had, one's coming up from the school here for another 300,000, so.
Just signed it today.
It'll be down, that'll be down to 500,000. Oh, and again, I know we talk about this quite a bit, okay, and it just to go without note that we talk about the finances of the town and how we audited stuff like that. And basically, we finally got the final report in from Vashon and Bouquet. It's nice little booklet like this thick, and it goes through all the transactions and stuff, what they done. And our ending fund balance is $870,000. Okay, now, we voted to pay off the fire truck early, which we did, we saved some interest money on that, so that's paid for as of last month, okay? So even with that said, say, we voted for, I think it's like $110,000, $100,000 to be spent out of that fund balance, all told. We're still at $770,000 in that fund balance, which is pretty nice.
But
So,
how much actually came out of the fund balance for the fire truck?
the whole payment, that final whole amount was
But
like,
did we also have money for a payment? Wasn't there something like 77,000? And
That's
then we
what's gonna-
had to
that's
make
what's
another
gonna come out
payment of
of fund
29? So it was a little over 100, or 99 something.
So, like 77 that will come out of the fund,
77 come out of the fund.
because the 30,000 or
Right.
whatever.
That was
is
already in there
budgeted.
for a payment.
okay. So basically, we, have a nice little cushion there, I mean, it's not like we can just go spend it, we have to have permission from DRA to go into that, but we can use some of that money if need be for, come fall for the taxes, to, reduce taxation a little bit. But the point of making the comment was, once we get the final number in from Vashon, okay, we had, what was it, $14,000, Laura, for the audit this year?
Yeah.
It turned out we saved $6,000, $3,000, $3,600 from last year.
Why?
Because the books have been done diligently and done the right way over a period of the last 3 years, that in the last 3 years, it's been done an overall savings percentage is 21% because of her work.
Because the audit takes less time.
On
Yes,
this last
yes.
time. So, I mean, we also recommend, at the end of the book, when you get this final book, we always look for this thing to be done. At the very back, they make recommendations, what we need to do going forward as a town. There's nothing in there for recommendations. She's doing it. the complete-
Awesome job.
Nice
you
job,
know,
Laura.
and it's taken 4 years to get there, okay? But it's done, everything's being done the right way. Now, thanks, Laura, I mean, a huge, it makes a difference when people want to do the job, to do it right, like that, how things work. So, and it's financially, what have we been paying when we didn't have to? Because people didn't do the jobs the correct way. But they knew how to or not, it doesn't matter. It's being done right now, and it's awesome, so. All right.
Nice job.
All right, is there nothing else in the old business? Okay, we're going to new business? Okay, I hope this did go with the cemetery thing, but grave concerns.
It is kind of comical, but there actually is a grave. I thought Rick would be here to discuss this, but he's not. So he was working in the New Durham pit, and
They dug it up.
nope, they came across this picture. Well, they came across this, which I have a picture of, which looks like somebody hand finger painted a sign with a rock and an American flag, like a grave. So before he did anything to this, this is where they're planning on digging, he went over to New Durham and talked to the Cemetery Historical Committee, and they've done all this research, and he wanted you all to have that they have no record of this grave or this person that they're thinking that's in there.
Is it a pet?
It could be. It could be, but he's not sure. But the American flag was like new, so it's not old. So he was thinking veteran, and he was very concerned. But
You don't want to bash it.
they're pretty much
No,
clearing
no.
it. But he wanted to know if you want to post this in a paper to possibly find an owner before he digs it up. I suggested that when he goes to move this, to bring an officer with him in case he does expose anything, that it'll be recorded. But
They
he
didn't
wanted
do
to
this
know.
April 1st, did they?
Huh?
This wasn't done April 1st, was it?
No, no.
That's good.
But they've searched the
find
land
it?
and everything.
Did they find the owner from the deeds?
No, they don't know whose grave it is. From what they're trying to decipher from the finger painting, they tried to search the name, and according to her thing says she could not find anything. There's no marking on there. That's why they submitted their map. There's no cemetery map. There's
Nothing identifies
And
it.
I mean, and then, this is historical societies, they're really good about that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they came over and looked at it, but they wanted.
Especially in today's day and age with all that, the ancestry stuff going
Yeah.
on, whatever, yeah.
But he just wanted to know if we should put this in the newspaper first to see if anybody will come forward saying that that's theirs. It could be a hoax, it could be nothing, it could be a cat, it could be a fish. I mean, But he just wants to make sure we're aware before he goes to dig it up.
Did they vote?
Let's go the extra,
Yeah, I would.
We own that land.
yeah.
We own that land. That's why he's like, so if somebody's buried somebody on our property line, it's illegal. So the law is
Mike.
different.
Ask Mike Joy, because he lives on the side of there. He might know something.
Mike Joy?
Yeah, he used to live in that little trailer just
Oh.
before that.
Oh,
I recommend we put something in the paper,
Yeah.
to see if anybody has any knowledge of this.
Second? Okay. How long, a week? 2 weeks?
1 week is enough.
Okay.
Due diligence.
Yeah, and at that point, if we do decide to have an officer over, we should also have a New Durham officer there as well, I would think, to back up the, so. Because there's New Durham.
Probably somebody's house.
My copy goes in tomorrow morning. I don't expect to have anything, but it goes in every Tuesday, so if you want something in next Tuesday for that Thursday.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, thank you. That'd be great.
A lot of people read the column where they don't read the legal notices necessarily.
Wow. All right.
I have a new item.
They have to go
Okay.
home.
I have a concern, but it's not a grave concern. Since I've been in town, which has been quite a number of years, our poor sign out front is going backwards. It's still standing, the sign we have right out front here, that we put words on for advertising things. I look at the sign that the school has, double-sided. Does it light it up? I'm wondering if the town should consider at least finding out how much that cost, how much to electrify it. Is there a place to put it out there? Because, John, I think the sign for the school is double-sided. Is there a place out here where we could do this? We don't need a sign that says Middleton, just like the school doesn't have one on that billboard there. It doesn't say anything about Middleton School, it just lists things. You've got another sign that says Middleton School, but we've got one for the town of Middleton. We just need something to put up and post it to. Any idea how much? Or could you find out?
I don't, I could find out though, yeah.
And I'd be interested, anybody else?
Something similar to what we have over there?
Right.
Okay,
Folks been around a while.
I'll check it out
Does it
tomorrow.
bother that
That
sign
one
is
only
rated?
cost $250, John, and that was with the letters. That was put up by the Middleton Lions.
How long ago?
Um,
I'll bet it's been 20 anyway. I'll be 30.
no, I don't think so. Well, Mary was on the Lions with us too. But we took up,
It's gotta be
Put that
20
in.
years, I'll tell
and
you.
it was facing one direction at one time, and then somebody decided they needed to change it. So they lifted it and moved it.
What do you think? Time for a new sign?
Of course it is.
Double-sided
But
would be
it served
nice.
its purpose. That was supposed to be double-sided, but where they put it,
You can utilize it.
couldn't use backside.
One side faces the woods.
Well, but, yeah, the other thing, if you do go on the other side and you cut the trees down, you can watch out for the poison ivy all through there. South.
Could you find out the price, please?
I will, I'll check tomorrow.
Is this just so you could better advertise the big bulk trash pickup?
Yeah,
thing
there you
now?
go.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Okay, how about the 4th of July?
okay,
And
so
I,
the 4th of July is on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my, so
Monday
we
is the
want time
3rd.
off.
So Monday is the 3rd, are we working that Monday? That's my question. Because everybody's asking me and I don't know the answer.
I'd say no.
I am, I can tell you I am.
I make a motion to give Laura off Monday.
Yes.
No, it's more important.
Just Laura.
Just me.
Nah.
But when's the national holiday?
It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Tuesday's the
Tuesday.
4th.
Okay.
So do we open Monday? That's the question.
What kind of kills the weekend?
It does kill the weekend.
Yeah,
So-
no kidding.
My
And
thoughts
that's
are
not my
that.
weekend.
What about like the highway department and so forth?
Oh, yeah, all of them.
Pertains to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
big
The rest
I
of
think we do a lot for our employees now
We're
as
on
it is.
Friday, that would mean they'd be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No, the rest of the state's gonna be shut down, you'll be the only ones open.
Work Friday.
Huh?
The rest of the
Yeah, Monday
state's gonna
off,
be
work
shut
Friday.
down, you'll be the only ones open.
Why is the rest of the
I don't
state
know.
They work,
closed?
they work.
They work. Why is the rest of the state closed?
They may be officially open, but do you think there's really gonna be anybody answering the phones?
Well, they don't answer now. So, whether they're there or not, but no.
What's your pleasure, gentlemen?
Well, I don't know. We have a
If-
pretty long list of paid holidays.
Yeah, then they have the following Friday off. If we work in 2 days.
Have you,
One
Oh,
Friday.
right.
do you know what the consensus is? If they wanted to take Monday off, would it be a personal day or?
We all have sick time. We're all sick.
You're on the record.
That's okay.
Why don't you swap Friday for Monday?
Right. Won't matter to me, I'll be by 40 by Thursday at 4.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
See, so anybody that goes away will have to come back to work Monday and then have Tuesday off. That's all we're saying.
But what John is saying is typically 40-hour weeks in the summertime end on Thursday. So that's kind of Monday to Thursday, 4 days. Why not have it Tuesday to Friday? Tuesday's off. So there's 1 day's worth of work. And then Monday you'd have off, which you would normally have Friday off. And that works, you're still getting a 4-day weekend. Isn't that what you were saying, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of taking Friday off, take Monday off.
That would be the highway crew. So you get your 4-day weekend, which I understand.
See, Mike, I have no problem how you guys want to do it. Honestly, the biggest thing is like that.
5-day weekend.
4th of July, we have a lot of people coming up here to rest their boats and all this
Yeah,
other
it's a
stuff like
Friday
that. So
before,
we don't
right?
have these people to,
Well, they should
Nobody's
have
here.
They should have that done by Thursday.
Right.
no, you'll have Wednesday and Thursday get it done off check, out of lot. The following Monday.
But
But
you
do
guys
it-
have a scheduled meeting that day too, that's why that will change that, so I'll just.
So you would have the Friday before, that's 1 day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And after that, you would work Wednesday,
Wednesday.
Thursday. Well,
Work Wednesday, right, Wednesday,
Okay.
Thursday, Friday.
Then you go back to Wednesday.
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
I would think that would be pretty acceptable.
Good compromise for both, I mean.
I'll put it out there and see what they wanna do, I'm sure they'll be fine with it.
Now, that Monday stuff, will that be
It'll be just
postponed?
canceled,
I would,
just canceled.
Yeah.
For the holiday.
yeah.
Oh, you got nothing else to do?
I'll see you.
I'll be working that day. It's not bad for me, so.
All right, so if there's nothing else under new business, we have public participation.
A report on the petitions. We have over 500 signatures. They're still coming in. I have, thanks to the efforts of Roger and Laura, we have letters from the police chief, the fire chief, the Wakefield police chief, fire chief, I forget Wakefield, one from Wakefield. I understand that Roger is expecting one more letter from a neighboring town, a letter from the SAU, thanks to John Mamone and intervention by other people that got that done. So sometime this week, I'm gonna be collecting all the papers. I'm gonna come in and do 8 copies. Some of the providers at like AT&T or Sprint, some of them have 2 representatives, some only have 1. I'm gonna send a letter to each of the representatives, even if it's the same company, so they can't say, well, I didn't get it or you didn't get it. So it'll be 8 copies for the providers and a copy also to go to Blue Sky. We'll keep the originals.
See what happens.
And I've promised everybody that if this particular petition isn't successful, I'm perfectly willing to go to the selectmen of all the neighboring towns and ask them to start up their own petitions. And Roger says if that doesn't work, he's not gonna wait for the other towns, he's gonna go straight to Channel 9 and embarrass the heck out of everybody and get it done. That's it.
Good, all right.
All right, anything else under public participation? All right, if not, we need to move on to, into non-public, so I'll make a motion to go to non-public at 7:58.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody, appreciate it.
I would like to